Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone enjoyed UFC 308 over the weekend. Today I'm back with a video giving you all 10 of my favorite unranked fighters in the UFC today. Starting off at number 10, we have Christian Rodriguez. I became a fan of his after the Raul Rosa fight. He was an underdog in that fight and he certainly created a name for himself with the dominating victory over Raul. In his next fight against Cameron Summerman, he does the same thing, completely dominates and gets the victory again. I think he looks better at bantamweight, but he hasn't been able to make weight, so I think that's why he moved up to featherweight. And then he just received his first loss in featherweight by submission, I believe. Despite that, I still think he's a fighter that we should all be looking out for. He's very exciting and he has a good skill set. At number 9, we have the 28-year-old lightweight fighting out of Argentina, Esteban Ribovic. I absolutely love this guy. He lost his debut fight, but now he's on a 3-fight winning streak, coming off a competitive win against Zuckerberg. That fight may be fight of the year in my opinion. He really dug deep in that third round and shows that he has that dog in him and he's willing to push it to the limits to get the victory. Definitely put himself in the spotlight with that victory. Lightweight is very competitive right now, but he's one of my favorite prospects in that division. Coming in at number 8, we have the 27-year-old fighting out of Portugal, Jacqueline Cavalcante. She's a former LFA champion. She's undefeated in the UFC and she's finally getting her crack at the top 15 because she's going to be facing the Iron Lady. She's exactly what the bantamweight division needs right now. She's very exciting. She's a good striker. I do think she needs to work on her takedown defense a little bit. But overall, this girl is very talented and she's better than a lot of women who are already ranked in the bantamweight division, such as Eileen Perez and Chelsea Chandler, in my opinion. Next up at number 7, we have the former Fury FC champion, the 23-year-old Josh Van. This guy is small, but he definitely packs a punch. I enjoy his fighting style and everything that he's done in the UFC so far. He's very active, but he did just take a loss to Charles Johnson. He got caught with a nasty uppercut and got KO'd. It happens in the fight game, but he did come back and win his next fight, and now he's getting a crack at the top 15 because he will be facing Cody Durden, and I'm excited to see that matchup. If you watch some of his fights, he typically starts off slow and probably loses all the first rounds in all of his fights, but it's okay because he always finds a way to win, which I like. He has great striking, and I think he's definitely somebody who will do well in the flyweight division. Coming in at number 6, we have the 25-year-old bantamweight Brady Heastand. I don't see many people talking about him, but they definitely should. He's on a 3-fight winning streak right now. He has KO power, submission threats. He fights very smart, makes good adjustments. He's someone that you should all be looking out for. He was just about to fight Jake Hadley, but he had to pull out of that fight. I can't wait to see his next bout. I would like to see him face some higher level competition. Coming in at number 5, we have another bantamweight. What can I say? This division is completely stacked, but it is 35-year-old Marcus McGee. This guy is as dangerous as it's come. If you go look at his record, almost all of his wins are by KO, and then he has one submission win against Journey Newson by submission. That's just a crazy stat. He's finally getting his shot at the top 15. He will be facing Martinez, and listen, I see that fight going the same way. I think he wins, and I think he wins by knockout. The bantamweight division better watch out because this guy is a problem. Coming in at number 4, we have Evil Charles Oliveira. I'm just kidding. They do look alike though. But we have the 30-year-old welterweight Brian Battle. This guy is on a straight tear in welterweight right now. He's such a skilled fighter. This is another fighter where you have to worry about the KO power and the submission threat. I know he gained a lot of fans over his last victory in France on the mic. He also proved that he's very entertaining. I think he will become a superstar one day. He only has one loss since entering the UFC. Most of his wins are by KO or by submission, and I respect that a lot. I want to see him fight in the top 15 very, very soon. Next up at number 3, we have the Fighting Nerds, and yes, I had to group them all in or else they would take up the majority of my list. But that's Rufy, who is a lightweight. We have Carlos, who is a welterweight, and then we have Gene Silva, who is a lightweight. Fighting Nerds are doing some really good work right now. They're producing some high-level talent in the UFC. The win streak that these guys have between them is crazy. The KO power that they have, the excitement that they bring, everyone is looking forward to their matchup. And I know that Carlos is now getting his shot at the top 15. He has a main event with Neil Magny coming up. You guys know that's an easy win for him. Gene Silva is coming off a dominating victory against Drew Dober, who was once ranked at that time, so that says a lot. I am curious to see what they do about this because Gene Silva and Rufy are both in the same division. Obviously they won't be fighting because they fight in the same gym, but I think it's just interesting to see how that plays out. These guys are superstars in the making. They all will be ranked very soon, and I hope hope that one day one of them wins the title. Coming in at number 2, we have former LFA champion, 33-year-old Charles Johnson. You have to give this man all the props in the world. He has fought 4 times this year and won all 4 matchups. Love the activity that he has. I think it benefits him. You know, he's always going to try to push for that victory, and he does not gas at all. I think that's how he won his last matchup against Sumadaji. I love that he stays active, and I love that he does not quit in his fights at all. He's always going to try to push for the victory. I think he will be a real contender at flyweight. And coming in hot at number 1, we have the undefeated 26-year-old bantamweight Peyton Tablet. I don't think anybody deserves this spot more than him. He's exactly what the UFC is looking for. Fun, flashy, and he's a finisher. In my opinion, he's like a better Sean O'Malley because he mixes it up so well, and he has some good ground game, good striking. This guy is just so much fun to watch. He did just post a video saying that he's having a tough time finding a fight right now because a lot of guys are saying no, and I get it. Why would you want to fight him? It's like an automatic loss on your part. I do think the UFC will have another undefeated world champion in the future. But that's it. That's all I have for you guys. That concludes my list. I know that there's more exciting prospects out there, but these are just my favorite. And I do think Charles Johnson is now newly ranked, which is well deserved, but I'm gonna keep him on the list. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support that I get, all the positive comments out there. I appreciate it. I'm a new creator. I'm not perfect, but I am trying very hard. And if you have any more video ideas for me, anything you want to see me talk about, please just drop them in the comments and I will make a video on them. But in the meantime, thank you so much for your support. Have a great